my friends, I'm Natasha Koo from Intolign, and today we have another heartfelt chat, and I just wanted to bridge in the conversation from last time all about manipulation. And I know that in that video, if you haven't watched it yet, make sure to watch it now. I'll link it below in the description. But I ended that video on the note about how if we're not self-aware, if we don't have any self-reflection, sometimes we can be manipulating others, we can be hurting others without being aware of it, without knowing that we're doing it. And that sucks, doesn't it? The fact that we're doing something that maybe we don't even agree with, or that we don't necessarily want to do, but we don't even realize that. So I want to talk about intentions, and how if we're very unconscious, we don't even know our intentions. Okay, so intentions, let's talk about that. And I think it is a very, very important topic, at least to me, because I know in the past, whether it was my relationships or with work, I did have an idea, I did have an intention behind it all, but mentally, like consciously, I wasn't connected to it. But if I didn't know what was happening in my head, if I didn't understand, my actions still went on autopilot. So I'm gonna explain this a little bit, because I think it's so important that we are connected to our intentions, and that we are aware of why we're doing the things that we do. Because otherwise we're like a robot, things run on autopilot. And like, it's like those moments when you reflect back, you're like, heck, why did I do that? Or like, heck, why did I say that? It's like someone else did, but you did, right? But you feel like someone else did because you were so unconscious. So when it comes to intentions, I think to access it, first we can look at our behaviors. So if I can give you an example, then just take a look at a moment where you did something and you're like, whoa, what was that for? Sometimes, for example, for my life, I was constantly looking for jobs that would save the world. Because I studied environment and business, I really wanted to make the world a better place. But if you look at the true intention of that, and you keep on asking why save the world, why does it matter, and things like that, it actually gets much closer and closer to home. And in the end, the true intention of studying a program that can do good in the world, my true intention of that is to feel that I matter, so that I can do something in the world, so I can feel okay, so I can feel proud of myself, so that I do enough in my career or in my lifetime. So it's really interesting, because when you just take a look at the surface level things that are happening, well, good, I chose a career, or I chose the path that's gonna do more good. And some people just leave it at that, and maybe you do want to leave it at that. But if you want to look at your true, pure intentions behind it, and you ask many layers of why, or what would it give you, or like, why would you do that, right? Why does that matter to you? And you ask several layers in, you get closer and closer to your true intention. And it's funny that a seemingly selfless goal of saving the world or helping others, in the end just comes down to making yourself feel better. So that's really quite interesting. And I think that's just one example where you can begin to unravel our intentions. And that is also the reason why that when we speak with someone and you're like, oh, why'd you do that? And they can give us an answer, like a friend can give you an answer about why they're suddenly moving to a different country since they got divorced, and they're like, oh, I want to experience this, I want to start this project. But deep down you're like, well, I think the intention is to actually move away, so we can get away from everything, to escape the situation. They're like, oh, no, I'm not running away from anything, I just want to do this project in this new country and things like that. Sometimes when it comes to other people, we can feel it when the when what people are saying doesn't quite match their true intention, sometimes we can pick it up with other people. But when it comes down to ourselves, it takes like a little bit longer to feel into and ask ourselves, like, what is my true intention here? And for me, making this video about intentions, my intention is to take a look at, well, we make so many decisions throughout our day. Like, we make so many choices, we do so many things. Even if we're not doing anything, we're still doing something. And behind every decision, as mindless as it seems, there's still an intention. And I think that when I become really mindless, if I go unconscious, if I'm not very mindful, then a lot of my actions, my behaviors are actually informed by me trying to get away from a bad sensation, or I'm trying to get away from discomfort. So I can give you an example. So say, I think I covered this in another video too. Yakim and I had this weekend off without electronics and things like that. I came home, I was really uncomfortable, it was really warm, I was feeling a bit tired. And what I wanted to do was just like, turn my computer on, just watch some stupid show and just veg around. And I thought it was for entertainment. I thought it was to just, relax a bit. But my true intention there was just to clock out and to distract myself from those sensations, from the discomfort, from how hot I was feeling, and from how exhausted I was. So it's interesting because even if we are connected to our emotions, if we look at our intentions of the behaviors that we're exhibiting, sometimes all of it really is to get us away from an uncomfortable feeling. So for example, you're walking to work, right? And you always go down the same roads, the same streets, you turn at the same corner, even though there are so many different paths or ways to get to your office. Well, you take the same ones. Well, even though you go, the same way every single day to work, you're still making that choice. It might be unconscious, but what's your intention? The intention probably, maybe you do want to get there quickly, you don't want to get lost, things like that. But probably another intention deep down is that you don't want to be out of your comfort zone. You don't want the discomfort of walking down another street. So even going to work and going on the same route every single time, that has its own intentions, because that is to make you feel safe, that is to make you feel comfortable. So I think I just love talking about this topic with you, because the more we uncover and discover our true intentions, the more we begin to realize, at least for me, how so much of our intention is to keep us comfortable, keep us safe, keep us at a certain place. And just like the example about my career and choosing environment and business and wanting to save the world, when we become super honest with ourselves, like, my intention is to feel worthy and to feel like I matter, and because I want to do something good for the world. Yeah, okay, it might be a little bit different than the altruistic ideas that we had first, but if that's my pure intention, then what can I actually set my mind to that would make me feel great? And right now my work does make me feel good, because I am helping people, I am connecting to people, and I am helping people's lives directly, and that's even more impactful. And I know that when they align with themselves, that the environment, the whole world will better because of that. So sometimes looking at that, original intention can be a bit jarring, it can be a bit raw, can be a big surprise. But once you make peace with that and you accept that, then you can engage with the world again in a different way. And for me, that is really powerful, because that means we don't have to keep walking to work on the same path every single time because we want to stick within our comfort zone. We can acknowledge the discomfort that is there, respect that, and then choose something else or do something else, and kind of break these habits and patterns that are in place because of the intention behind it all. Yeah, so anyways, I hope that this video was really helpful, because connecting to my intentions, just taking a look at why is it happening, why does it matter to me, what am I doing that why am I doing that? It can be the biggest thing, like, okay, why did I choose this career, to something so small, like why do I go to work on the same streets, on the same corners every single time? Why do I do that? And once you think deeper, you can give yourself so much more compassion, understanding, and then from there you know what it is that you're trying to keep, like comfort, or trying to stay away from discomfort or certain sensations. And from there you can choose to break the pattern, you can choose to do something differently, and then we're no longer running around like little robots with just autopilot running. So I hope that this video has helped you. Make sure to subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you another time.